This video I want to explain the overloading the equal sign. C++ allows you to redefine the equal sign. The reason is when we work with objects, an object actually have is an in a class an is a big object, is an encapsulate of private variable and methods. So you really cannot say, okay, this rectangle class equal to that rectangle class, because this rectangle class has a private variable and has method. So normally we talk about private variable. Uh, Let me explain to this. We cannot say these two companies are equal. We can say these two companies' budget are equal. All these companies' human resource system are equal. So you really need to go down to the property. That's why we need to put equal sign. The equal sign is you go down to the detail property and to set every single property to equal. And that's why we need to use the equal operator. As a matter of fact, all these operators can be overloaded because we deal with objects. Object is not one variable. It's is a collection of variables and collection of methods. So we really need to redefine our operators. And the only operator cannot be overloaded are these operators. And the approach to overloaded is this. Make sure the overloaded operator is a function. Number two is make sure your overloaded is similar to your standard operator. When you do plus sign, you actually plus, do not subtract. When you do subtract, and you actually subtract. So we are going to try to use 11.9. So let's go to Visual Studio. When you are at the Visual Studio, I need you to download overload.h file, overloaded.cpp, and 11-09. Let's take a look overload.h file. So this one we are going to talk about two arrays because array objects. So number one, array object is a group of things. So first, my number array, I have a pointer. So pointer is point to the address of this array. All right. So watch this overload thing right here. I'm overload here. So when I overload, is I overload from the right hand side to the left hand side. And so I am going to overload the right hand side address, the array's address. All right. So I have a two constructor right here. And let's take, and we print it, set value. Let's take a look at the CPP file. At the CPP file here, the most important is the overload function right here. When I want to overload my a size greater than 0, so I'm going to overload right now. First, I will delete my existing address, memory location for my address. Let me delete that address. So once I delete it, then I will assign my right hand side, the ones you are going to the source, the file. I take the size, assign to array size. Then I create. So now I have a new. Let me do, this is new array right now. New double, that's a double array. Once I create that double array, when I create a double array, I will get an address. That address will be assigned to APTR. Okay. So as soon as I have the APTR right now, okay, so inside this address, now I'm going to do subscript inside this new address right here. I'm going to take the right hand side, the source you want going to copy from, and one by one copy to the new address I created. So that will be overload. So this way, because the equal sign, I really cannot say array A equal to array B. I have to say each element, every single element is equal. So, and these will be right here. Right here we don't overload is a constructor, and this is another constructor. So the constructor is to initialize array. So again, we create array and we initialize. Let's take a look this program right here. So the program, I'm going to run it right now. Oh, by the way, let's take a look this program. Okay, at this program, my number array the first array has 3 elements, 3 items. Each one is 10.5. So 10.5, 10.5, 10.5. Second array has 5 elements, 20.5. So that's 5 number, 20.5, 20.5, etc. 20.5. So if I print this first object, that will print 10.5, 10.5, 10.5. If I print the second one, will be 20.5, 20.5, 20.5, 5 numbers. Okay. Now, I am going to say second one assigned to first one right now. Alright, don't forget the first one is 3, but I assign the second one into the first one. I delete my original array address. I recreate when I have to, because the first one is pointing to 3 elements. Right now it's 5. I assign to like that. So the first one will be wiped out right now. Now I have the first one. If I print it, I will have here is 5 of the 20.5, 20.5, 20.5, all of these. And let's run this program right now. Alright, so I'm going to build it. And I'm going to start without debugging. Alright, so first time, my first one was 3 elements, 3 items. They are 10.5, 10.5, 10.5. Second one is 20.5, 20.5, 20.5, 5 of them. Number one, the sizes are different, right? And they are array. How can I say the second array assigned to first array? Sizes are different, numbers are different. We have to do one by one. So in order to do that, I have to overload the equal sign. The standard equal sign doesn't work anymore. I have to have a new equal sign. The new equal sign will allow me to overcome the size difference and different items. Now, once I do this right now, my first object is 20.5. You see, my first object is exactly like my second object. That's because I assign my first object from my second object. This is why we need to use overload. And overload is very, very popular in advanced data structure in object-oriented programming. I hope you enjoy this video.